This is Dr. Nuke. Right now, I want to talk to you about rock music, rock and roll. The origin of rock and roll music goes back to the 1950s. And rock music is a descendant of blues, predominantly. I have one record in my collection from 1957 by a band called The Platters. It's a 45 RPM vinyl record, 1957. So that means it is 66 years old right now. Now, I don't have much in my collection from that far back, but I do have a bunch of vinyl records from the 60s. Bands like early Pink Floyd, The Doors, Grateful Dead, early Grateful Dead, Who, so many bands, so many bands in the 60s and into the 70s. Rock and roll developed. By the late 60s, heavy metal started. Bands like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, although those bands then were not really very metal compared to today's metal bands. And heavy metal became more predominant in the 70s and into the 80s. And then, of course, in the 80s, you saw the hair metal bands and the grunge metal in the 90s. I have a lot of records in my collection. Some of it's rock and roll, some of it's other stuff, like ranging from Indian classical, like music of India, that is, Indian classical music, and electronic dance music, and techno, and disco, and world music, and a lot of different stuff in my collection. But a lot of rock, though, a lot of rock. Too many bands for me to recall offhand. Well, anyway, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Please, this is Dr. Nuke signing off.